Good afternoon, my friends. I want to make another note on medications and recovery, since this is probably one of the questions I get most frequently from a lot of people. Using medications during your recovery from limbic impairment can be an incredibly helpful thing. It can be something for some people that allows for their neuroplastic tools to be effective, or something that just makes the process easier. And I want to explain why. So you can think of this like if you had a toddler or a baby, some little small person who's trying to learn how to climb up on a step, or like a stool or something, and they can't quite get their body up onto that. And if you give them, a little mini step, something just a few inches, a little boost, they can start to practice the motion of pulling themselves up onto that step, even though technically their body isn't long enough for it yet, right? That is the function and the role, that little step that medication can play. This isn't everybody, but for a lot of folks, is giving you enough baseline stability that your neuroplastic tools are actually helpful. Because a challenge that you are unable to rise to meet is an unproductive challenge. And this is not everybody. This is something I really encourage you to use your own discernment. You have your own history to take into account. This is not advice to do one or the other. I'm just explaining how it works. And that's why we have, the concept of a training zone that we work within, because in order for a challenge to be productive, we need to be able to rise to it. And some of that comes down to believing in yourself that you can and putting that into action. But if you've given it everything you've got and your tools are not being helpful or as helpful as you'd like, and medication is an option, or you're already on one and wondering whether it will impact your recovery for the worse, the answer is most likely not. Again, this is something to hash out in a coaching session and work out with your doctor and your own, understanding of your history and your own wisdom and your own intuition. But it is definitely not by any stretch of the imagination an impediment to your recovery. Love you guys.